So this video is for people who find themselves depressed. So basically you have depression. Today I'm going to talk about why that is not necessarily a bad thing. Even though it's challenging, yes, but it's not a bad thing. Welcome to Fatmata Speaks, and today we're going to talk about depression. When you're depressed, notice you're just in the space of dark. Now, if you're familiar with the concept of the Trinity, you know there's a dark, there's a light, and there's a neutral space. Normally, we find ourselves in the neutral, where we balance both the dark and the light. But sometimes, because of certain incidents and unexpected situations, we find ourselves moving towards one extreme instead of balancing both. Being depressed, in most cases, it means you're moving more towards the dark and pulling away from the light. This, of course, it's not intentional. It's just when you find yourself in certain situations, you just cannot see any positive hope. You cannot see positivity. You cannot see hope in it. You just don't see the light. So you go more into the dark. To put it in a simple term, into the dark. You feel more sadness, you feel more sorrow, you feel more pain. And in the human understanding, those are negative things, but they aren't necessarily negative emotions. These emotions actually give you the opportunity to create something new. The dark, as it's understood in traditional spirituality, it's the space to create. So when you find yourself being depressed and completely pulled away from the light, this is your chance to create. You can first of all try to understand the source or the reason why you move towards the dark. Because once you understand that, it can give you a plan on how to move forward. For example, some people move towards depression because they've lost their orientation in life, because they maybe forgot who they are as a person. And this can tell you that, okay, one, you don't know who you are. Two, your environment might be perpetrating a certain idea that doesn't align with you. And in this instance, I advise you to take a look at yourself, ask yourself the 3 questions. What was the 3 questions again? I forgot. Oh, yeah. Take a look at yourself and ask yourself who you are, who do you want to be, and what you're becoming at the moment. Ask yourself those questions and then build up from there. And if your situation is the reason, your environment is the reason why you feel in a certain way, and maybe leave the environment, it's okay. Some attachments will survive it, some will not survive it, but regardless, it's the right thing to do. It's not selfish to choose yourself. Know that. That's one. And when you're in the dark, start naming things. Because first of all, when you're in the dark, you cannot see things, but in a way, your mental eye can see things for what they actually are. So once you start naming it, the light eventually will find you. Because once you know what it is, you adjust to it. No, you don't adjust to it. You figure out how to make it work for you. That's a better way to put it. Figure out how to make it work for you, and believe me, the light will come. The light is never far away from you, actually. That's something we tend to forget when we're depressed and in full-blown depression, right? We think that the light is like far away from us, but actually the light is always close to us. We just have to put ourselves in the frequency of seeing it. Another thing is, when you're in the dark, build solid foundations. I spoke to my nose. When you're in the dark, build solid foundations, because this is going to be key on when you plan on moving forward. Because if your foundation is not solid, when the light finds you, because the light, you grow in the light, you know, when you plant the seeds, it does the things under the ground, and then once it starts blooming, it starts to grow because of the light, right? Once you're in the light, and if your foundation is not solid, you're going to bounce back to the dark, and then you feel more hopeless. But you just have to understand that the reason why you bounce back was because your foundation is not solid, not because something is wrong with you. Depression doesn't mean something is wrong with you. Depression just means that you're in a certain alignment that doesn't fit with the actual truth that you carry inwards in you. Yeah. What else? When you're in the dark, you have to learn to hold space for every bit of you. This means you have to look at yourself and you have to embrace the parts of you that you don't like. It's very important to understand why you don't like those certain bits of you and understand how they can be beneficial in your growth and use it appropriately. I believe that, I believe truly that the traits that we have, not the one that we learned, but the one that we're born with, the innate traits, right? Those ones serves a purpose, each one of them. So you might not like them, but they're there for a reason, and they're there to help you grow. Ooh, the lighting just changing because the weather, the clouds are moving like they should. See, sometimes you have to stay in the dark because it's necessary in order to grow. But remember that eventually the clouds will move away and the sun will shine through, and then you continue, and then another cloud will come. But that's okay, because that's life. Sometimes good moments will be there, and sometimes challenging moments will be there. But both of them serve the purpose of helping you grow, helping you embrace and experience life in its fullest. So embrace it. Don't hide from it. Don't run from it. Just embrace it. Whatever season you find yourself, embrace it. Because know that it's not going to stay like that forever. You're going to keep moving. You're going to keep changing. You're going to keep evolving. And movement is just life. Change is just part of life. So if something happens in your life and you do not like it, understand it, see how you can make it work for you, embrace it, and move on. Don't sit in certain emotions you have to sit for a while, right? But don't sit in there and think, oh, this is just happening because I am this way. If you don't like the way you are, change it. Don't think you're a victim. You are not a victim. You're part of creation, and you carry the power of source in you. So there's nothing absolutely wrong with you. You just are not aligned to your truth. That's all. I felt like I was gonna say more, but I think this just covers it. So I'm gonna stop here. Thank you for joining me and watching this video, and I hope it's helpful to you, and I wish you all the best and all the strength. And I pray that you create in the dark so that the light will shine on you and you can grow and find your way back into the neutral where you balance everything. You got this. Fighting. Look at this. The sun is finally hitting the spot again. This goes to show, like, if you give things time, everything will be okay.